James Courtwright, like Courtwright. Got it. Thank you. What is he? What's his job?
You got to
TD.
Sequim has deferred the kick. North Kitsap will receive. Oh, yep. They're going to be kicking off in a minute.
What's Kitty streaming? Hurry up.
Taking off the Sequim, number 36, Jonathan Campbell.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Kitsap Suns Game of the Week, brought to you by West Sound Community Television. I'm Brett Wooler, joined by Pat Duncan, and we are at North Kitsap as the North Kitsap Vikings take on the undefeated Sequim Wolves. Kickoff will be underway. We'll get to the details as we progress, Pat.
Yes, North Kitsap in the home purple jerseys is back to receive. That's number 2, Travis Bogart. He makes a leap across the 35 and out to the 37. Travis Bogart for the Vikings, again in the home purple.
Sam Lidstrom from Sequim taking down Bogart with a great return, giving his team starting position as referee John Dina says, wind the clock at the 32-yard line. Playoff spot, playoff seating on the line tonight as the Vikings come to the line, man in motion. Quarterback A.J. Milliard hands it off on the reverse to the outside. Huge yards. Nearly a first down. They might have to measure it, and that's number 26. 36 rather, Connor McCorkle. And they will say first down. Move the chains.
Great job. North Kitsap uses a lot of different offensive formations, so look for them to try to catch this Wolves defense off guard.
A.J. Milliard, one receiver to his right, 2 each side slot, fakes the handoff, lots of time, got an open man, complete, down to the 30-yard line, and then add a face mask, and that's Andrew Urquhart with a huge catch.
Urquhart, the favorite receiver for this Viking squad, having a huge season. And look at his size of this guy, Brett. He's a monster out there, about 6'3", and he is a senior, one of the lone seniors on this Viking offense.
North Kitsap Vikings making it look easy here. It's gonna be a face mask. And they're gonna call it a 5-yard face mask. That is where basically the head was not turned of the offensive player. Again, the Vikings come to the line, quarterback A.J. Milliard, the sophomore, or rather the junior, 6'2", 177 pounds, with that tight formation. He's gonna hand it off up the middle, number 22, and it is sniffed out. Dan Mitchell taken down behind the line. Great job on defense by the Sequim Wolves on that play.
Yeah, they hit the gap that time, and there was nowhere for them to go, and that'll bring up, looks like a loss of 1 on the play.
Good defensive play. Milliard brings the play in from the sidelines. Head coach Jeff Wiebel in his first year.
Weibel there, Brent. Weibel. He gets mad when you call him Weibel.
Jeff Weibel, rather, in his first year fighting for the division championship here with 2 games to go as of tonight. Looks like a broken play. Milliard going to have to run it. He's got a little bit of room up the middle, and he's going to get about 8 yards down to the 21-yard line. Total broken play, Pat. And tackle made by Josh McElrath, number 54, the senior from Sequim.
Yeah, he turned for the pitch left, and there was a broken play. Like you said, he turned, nobody was home. Smart job, tucked it in, got 6 yards out of the play, and turned this to a manageable 3rd down for this Viking offense from the 21.
Well, you know, Pat, Vikings run a wing T, so Milliard, no stranger to running the ball up the middle, making the best out of a broken play for sure. Again, tight formation seems to be working so far. We will see different formations, different looks. Handoff up the middle. It's going to be stuffed this time. It looked like by number 11, Michael Ballard. Good job there on defense. Going to bring up a 3rd and short, actually 4th down and 3 yards to go. A long 3 here. It's a decision for the Vikings. Really too long for a field goal, but they bring Gracie out, the punter, or the kicker rather, and they will go for this. And Pat, where they're marking the ball, this is going to be a 37-yard field goal in high school.
And the quarterback, Milliard, is the snapper.
The kick is straight, long, and through the uprights. Huge 37-yarder. Good job there by the kicker, Kyler Gracie.
And North Kitsap's had a proud tradition of having a good kicker back there. And that thing, I'm telling you, Brent, that would have been good from 50. They don't want to have to try that one, but you know he's got the leg. And Vikings capitalize on a couple of penalties and a couple nice plays they set up. Quickly 3-0, so the home Vikings off to an early lead. But that Sequim offense we've seen a few times this year and talked a lot about. They run 4 wide receivers, they spread it out across the field, and they're kind of like what the greatest show on turf was for the Rams in the NFL 10 years ago. That's how this Sequim team appears to be to me on paper anyways.
Really looking forward to watching Catelli move his team down the field here. And Pat, we talked to both head coaches before the game, and Coach Weibel of North Kitsap telling us that he was ready for the Vikings to run some different formations. I think, not Coach Weibel, Coach Wicker from Sequim saying that he was ready for the different formations, but the Vikings didn't need him. They were moving the ball with that tight formation.
Yeah, and they did have a couple spread. You know, they had 3 wide receivers, and then a couple of the more traditional wing T style. So here's Gracie now with the kick.
A deep kick back to number 3, Tyler Forshaw. He's going to take it from just outside his goal line, running up the left side. Lots of room and almost up to the 30. And yes, they say to the 30. Great return in traffic. Tyler Forshaw, the senior, tackle made by Connor McCorkle. You'll hear his name a lot tonight.
He definitely leads one of the top tacklers on this Vikings defense. And just like here we go, Sequim's up to the line. They're ready to go. 3 wides here to this side, 1 to the other side.
They will spread this offense. Frank Catelli, great arm, pass complete out to the man who returned the kick, number 23, Tyler Forshaw, and he'll push it ahead for 11 yards and a Sequim 1st down.
And this Sequim offense is full of seniors. These guys have been together, this North Kitsap defense. Lots of young kids coming up, even a freshman starting out here, Andrew Hecker, starting freshman at cornerback, number 5.
And look at this, Pat. Sequim takes the ball immediately to the line of scrimmage. Not going to give the Vikings a chance to rotate. Almost picked off. Number 8, Tyler Lee, had it go right through his hands for the Vikings.
And that's what he was looking for. This Sequim offense runs a lot of these little bubble screens, quick stuff, not too much deep. But again, right back to the line.
They're not going to let the Vikings breathe here. They're going to make them stick with that base 4-4 defense. Catelli again in the shotgun. He's going to hand it off and get stuffed. That was number 10 running the ball. Jack Weicker, I'm assuming that's related to the coach there. Greg Warnes, number 54, the junior, with the stop. Oh, yeah, right there. And now that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 11 for Catelli. Again in the shotgun. Getting some signals from Coach Weicker. Oh!
North Kitsap had that sniffed out well. The defense, we talked to the coordinator earlier, and he said that they have been training all week long on these little bubble plays. That time, Sequim might have had a little misdirection there, made of a kind of a blown play, but North Kitsap's got Nettleton back to receive the punt.
Yeah, and gap control, Pat, right there. Don't rush too fast by the play. Contain, hold your man, and it worked for the Vikings there. A short punt, and it's not going to be fielded by the Vikings. Going to take a slight Sequim bounce and be down at the 27-yard lines where the Vikings will take over. Here up, 3-0, 7:54 to go in the first quarter.
And you mentioned earlier, Brent, this being the key game, if you will, in the Olympic League football standings. North Kitsap went on the road and destroyed the Port Angeles Rough Riders last week. They've got Sequim here at home tonight. Offense up to the line.
A.J. Milliard again with that tight formation. 2 backs in the backfield. And he'll fake the handoff inside and hand it outside and up the middle with a huge hole. It's number 36, Connor McCorkle. I told you you'd hear a lot from him. And here he goes into the end zone. Touchdown, Vikings.
Tyler Forshaw could not get the correct angle. Missed the shoestring tackle. And just like that, 70 yards, North Kitsap puts it up 9-0. With the PAT coming on.
McCorkle was gonna run it off out the left side, off tackle, after the fake up the middle to try to freeze the linebackers. He saw a huge hole up the middle, exploited it, broke it to this near side and into the end zone for the touchdown. And there it is as Kyler Gracie makes it 10-0. Vikings making it look easy here tonight. Time for a couple shout outs while we got a momentarily. We do have some friends watching the game tonight, and if you're not one of my friends, you are now. Welcome to the game. But this one goes out to Jeff for the Clahalia girls soccer team in first place in league, especially to the defense. They call them the Black Eyed D's. Jess, Rachel, Carly, Krista, and Michaela. Congratulations to the Clahalia girls soccer team. And of course, we have volleyball here for the Bremerton Sun. We really appreciate the Bremerton Sun bringing us along on this football season. The Kitsap Sun. There you go. KitsapSun.com/game of the week or GOTW.
You're going to get us fired already, man.
This is mine and Pat's second game of the year we've got to call, but Doc and Kitty called a bunch of games. Kitty, I believe, called last night as Bainbridge Island play. Eastside Catholic, I believe.
Yeah. All right, so it's 10-0, and we still have 7:40 to go first quarter here in Paulsbo. The stands are packed.
Kyler Gracie getting set again to kick off to Tyler Forshaw. And Pat, in high school football, it's rare to see a single receiver for a kickoff. Usually they got the pair down there, but Tyler Forshaw, who had a great return in the first kickoff for Sequim, back deep for the Wolves.
Yeah, and all the rest of the blockers are up 25 yards in front, but look at the boot. It puts him 5 yards deep in the end zone. Touchback.
Gracie with a great leg tonight, and your referee tonight is John Denis, umpire Ricky Brown, head linesman Jimmy Holt, line judge Dave Paul, the back judge Fred Perkins, and Nick Bartow is an alternate tonight. And here Sequim gets set.
The pace is quick and fast.
Quick and fast.
Double.
Catelli up the middle. He's got a man. It's going to be a first down and then some as number 22, Nick Ramirez, the senior, catches it up the middle for a gain of 16 yards.
Yeah, Ben Burkmeyer, the linebacker, and they're kind of pinballed him down.
Catelli again rushing his team's line. It's going to be tough for the Vikings if they're going to even think about doing any substitutions on defense tonight. Catelli looks like he's going to hold it, and he's going to be stopped for a loss of about 8 yards, and that's going to be Jordan Haddon, number 44, with the sack.
Great job that time to contain on the outside. You see the cornerback put his arms up, read the bubble screen that they had designed, and Catelli had nothing to do but tuck it in and take a 7-yard loss.
Vikings aggressive, bringing the game tonight, but let's see how that contain works, because we know Catelli can torch you if you make a mistake. Number 14, Catelli takes the snap again in the shotgun. He's throwing it deep downfield. He's got one-on-one coverage, and it's going to be incomplete. Number 24, Christian Miles rather, was the intended receiver. And Dan Mitchell on the coverage for the Vikings.
And that time, that's where Catelli showed that arm. They've been trying that bubble screen, and just like Coach Weibel said earlier, they do a lot of that short stuff, but he can stretch the field, and he will. That time, we do have a penalty down here in the secondary. It's going to be against the Vikings, defensive holding.
You know, that was interesting because there was a lot of contact on that play between Mitchell and Christian Miles, yeah. The junior 5', 955-pound wide receiver. We'll have to hear from John Dinas as we mic'd him up on the PA. John Dinas there with the call. It's going to be holding, and you saw a shot of the head coach of the Vikings, Jeff Weibel. Got to be happy with what he's seeing so far, except for that penalty, of course. Catelli going to throw this one away wisely. The coverage was great, and notice, Pat, the contain. Nobody was sprinting after Catelli.
Yep, and what they've been doing here is they're bringing guys around the end, and they've coached them to just put their hands up, because you don't know where that ball is going to come from. So they're coming hands up at him, kind of like a defender in basketball would be marking.
Same formation, 3 wide receivers to the left. Going to be a handoff to number 10, and he's going down in a hurry. And that's number 53, Greg Warnes, with the takedown.
That was 3rd down as well, so the punt team on for Sequim as that was 3rd and 7.
How do you have defensive holding without automatic first down?
Because it was 10 yards, it was before the play.
Defensive holding is usually 5 yards and automatic.
They called it as before the pass.
Okay.
So a punt in here for Sequim. You got Nettleton back deep.
High kick, going to be short, not going to be fielded again, and kicked out of bounds. Vikings should get the ball at least up at the 40. And we'll have to see. That's Fred Perkins, the back judge, walking up, and he's going to say 41-yard line. So let's throw a shout out to the West Sound Community Television crew. We are doing the games for the Kitsap Sun Live all year long here in high school football and volleyball. Check kitsapsun.com/game of the week or GOTW for more details. Our crew tonight is Garrett Syke is the director, James Courtwright is the technical director, Doc Parr is our engineer, and we'll get to the rest here as the game progresses, as the Vikings have come to the line again in that tight formation. Hilliard pitches out to his left. Good patient running, but he's not going to get anywhere as Dan Mitchell goes down in a swarm of wolves.
That's the same play the Vikings ran earlier to get that long touchdown. Nice job, patient running, but even better that time by Sequim for staying in their gaps and making the tackle.
Dan Mitchell again on the carry, number 22. The man in motion is number 81, Andrew Urquhart. Nice pass! Huge gain to JT Nettleton. That's going to pick up about 15 yards and a Viking first down.
Yeah, the offensive line doing a great job that time, giving A.J. Milliard all the time he needed to throw, and he finds a speedy JT Nettleton. Vikings close to breaking this one apart early here. We're still 5 minutes to go, first quarter.
Same formation. Vikings have not had to spread it out yet. Oh, well, it looks like we're going to have a motion, probably a false start. And in high school ball, it could be against the offense or the defense. And it's going to be on the offense, so it's going to bring up a 1st and 15, says John Dinas, referee in the white hat. 5-man referee mechanics in high school football. Typically you have 7 in the NFL to give you an idea of how much ground these guys have to cover.
They have to be in the best of shape because especially tonight, these two offenses are going toe-to-toe, goal line to goal line.
A.J. Milliard keeping it boring for the formation call here, running the same. Urquhart again in motion. Now one of the backs comes out of the backfield, just fakes the toss and hands it off. Huge gap on the right side. Gonna pick up the first down again is Dan Mitchell, number 22. Vikings slashing that Wolves defense.
And the Wolves that time, they thought the Vikings had been running that play to the man in motion side. All the guys came over here to the near side. Back door was wide open and good for about 25 and another Viking first down.
So Pat touched on a little bit how the Olympic League is standing up. Now remember, these are 2A teams playing tonight, and we'll work this out here over the next several plays to let everybody paint the playoff picture. 4 teams will make it, but these two are fighting for that first place right now. Fake the handoff up the middle, and down he goes. Sacked by number 52. Andrew Simmer, the junior, 6'3", 200-pound defensive end, comes in, and that's going to bring up a 2nd and 14 here at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Milliard faked the handoff that time, was looking downfield, and was looking at Andrew Urquhart, 81, wasn't open, and had to take the sack there.
Took a little bit too much time there. He's enjoyed a lot of comfort back there in the passing game tonight, but making a great play, Andrew Shimmer. Again, Milliard drops back. Pressure, it's the screen, and read perfectly by number 10, Jack Weicker.
And that looked to be a beautiful play, but Weicker held his ground, had his lane, and as soon as the catch was made, stuffed him back. So 2 big plays in a row right when Sequim needed it.
Well, when you're on the defense and the offensive line is letting all of the linemen come through basically untouched, somebody has to have a light bulb turn on their head and say, wait, they want me to come through here so that they can throw the ball over my head. So Vikings again come to the line.
3rd and 15 here.
3rd and long, and here we have our first non-bunch formation. Actually, it looked like it was gonna be, but nope.
Timeout here. Coach Weibel here on the sideline wants to regroup. So timeout Vikings. Now Brent, go ahead and touch on this Olympic League playoff race.
John Dinas there, you see on the screen, folks. Okay, what happened was Port Angeles and Sequim were both undefeated last week, 4-0. Vikings were 3-1 coming into last weekend. The Vikings took on Port Angeles and crushed them.
In PA.
In Port Angeles.
Very rarely happens. Any teams from the peninsula go to PA and basically I think they whooped them 35-14.
So now the Vikings are at 4-1 in division. Port Angeles 4-1 in division. Sequim 5-0 as we sit right now. If the Vikings win tonight, both the Vikings and the Sequim Wolves will be 5-1, and the Vikings will be leading the division because of the head-to-head, and also they'll own the head-to-head against Port Angeles with a fairly weak opponent for their final game. The Vikings could really be in the driver's seat here.
Again, 3rd and 15.
The Vikings spread it out this time under a lot of pressure, and they get it away to Urquhart. Urquhart to the 20, to the 16, down to the 12-yard line, and a first down. There is a flag, but it's thrown in the secondary. We'll have to see.
Yeah, nice job on the screen there, but that's in the area where a few blocks were made by the Vikings. It could be a hold on the outside.
And it is going to be a hold against the Vikings, negating a huge pickup on 3rd and forever.
Yeah, 3rd and 15. They did the misdirection, kind of used Sequim's own game against them, kind of a little screen. Beautiful job by Urquhart making the first down. But we're going to bring it back and try again at 3rd and 20.
Okay, again, I'm Brett Woolard, joined in the booth by my partner, Pat Duncan. And our crew tonight, Garrett Syke as a director, James Courtwright, technical director, Doc Pars, our engineer, Matthew St. Carol, production specialist, Jack Bailey, Johnny Pierce, and JD Van Kirk running camera for us, and Kitty Campagna handling the stream for our Kitsap live broadcast, Kitsap Sun live broadcast. And there you see commentators Brett Woolard and Pat Duncan, just like I told you.
We have made it to the big time, Brent. Good stuff here. Local high school football action we've been bringing to you all year. And it's North Kitsap, this time 3rd and 20, up 10-0.
And again, the Vikings will spread it out. Milliard under center. And it's going to be a false start, I believe, against the Vikings. They call it illegal procedure in high school, but it's now they're calling it a false start.
In the lower part of your screen, there you see the bottom right in the gray sweatshirt, it's Coach Weibel, former North Kitsap High School quarterback back in the Aaron Seeley days in 1988, and he is hot right now. The North Kitsap has shot themselves in the foot here with penalties.
Well, you get down to the 26-yard line with a first down and 10, and now you find yourself 3rd and 25 from the 42-yard line on penalties. It's killing them. Milliard gonna hand it off, gonna be a reverse, gonna be a big gain down to the 30, still going. Forward progress to the 29 rather. Guess what? We are in field goal range for Kyler Gracie.
I was gonna say, when they started the play, they weren't in field goal range, but they needed about 10 to get in the range of Gracie. Kind of a double reverse there by the Vikings. And right up the middle, and looks like they're going to spot the ball at the 29.
And there comes number 7, Kyler Gracie, who hit the 37-yarder earlier.
This is going to be from 46 this time.
46-yard field goal attempt at high school.
This is high school football.
And you're watching it live. You got to love it. Milliard sets the ball, the kick is off, and it is
just short.
Just short. That was good from 43.
Oh man, that was about 1 yard underneath the post from 46 yards out. And now Sequim will get the ball in good field position. Under a minute to go, first quarter.
Trailing 10-0.
And North Kitsap had the momentum going there. So on the missed field goal, Sequim will take the ball at the 20.
Yes, not pro rules.
Not pro as
sitting
the
at about
spot.
midfield right now.
And just like that, they're going already.
All right, so Frank Catelli drops back to pass, got all day, he's got a wide open man, caught down past midfield. Nick Ramirez, number 22. Great, laid out for the catch.
Beautiful toss that time. JT Nettleton, the safety, got crossed up, and that allowed Ramirez to kind of make the move to the outside. And Catelli put it right in his breadbasket.
And all of a sudden, the Sequim Wolves have something going here on offense. Again, Frank Catelli, quarterback, rushes them to the line, drops back. Vikings, again, tentative on the coverage. Nice defense right there. Pass was still thrown to the same man, Ramirez, and
Conrad Huntley
with some great coverage. Otherwise, I gotta think Ramirez catches that ball.
Yeah, Huntley hit him right as the ball got there, broke it up. and even knocked the helmet off there, as you see coming back to the line. There's number 23 for the Sequim Wolves, Tyler Forshaw. And you notice there, Catelli, the quarterback, he took a shot there at the end of that play. He's shaking his hand. That's his throwing hand, the big right-handed senior. Get this, 6'3", 235, big quarterback. And here's the call. We have
Very good pass. Ineligible man downfield on the offense.
Ineligible downfield. And they're going to push him back 5 and redo first down. Now, ineligible downfield, the 5 linemen, none of those 5 can cross the line of scrimmage, and of course the quarterback, so 6. It's going to be a quick pass to the outside, and it's going to be a decent gain. And again, his favorite target here, Nick Ramirez, with the catch, and he'll get the penalty yards and 5, or about 3. It's going to bring up second down, 8 yards to go. Catelli rolling to his right. He's got a man caught for a first down to the 35. Tyler Forshaw with the catch.
All right, now the Sequim Wolves offense starting to find its pace, picking it up. And you can't even sleep for just 1 second on defense. They'll burn you, and they're marching on the Vikings now.
Catelli now this time rolling to his left. He's got it again, his favorite receiver for another first down, Nick Ramirez. Number 22, Nick Ramirez, a senior, 5'9", 155 pounds. Getting a lot of work in here in this first half, Pat.
And that brought the first quarter to a close. And it couldn't have come at a better time for that North Kitsap team, who needed to regroup on defense. But they do have a 10-0 lead.
Coach Weicker setting up the oxygen bar on the near sideline where the Vikings set up. And there you see a shot of the football. A little bit of moisture out there tonight. No rain, but wet. West Sound Community Television bringing you the game tonight for the Kitsap Sun. KitsapSun.com/GOTW for Game of the Week. Check the Kitsap Sun prep page for details and upcoming game schedules. And if I can get our engineer Doc up here tonight, let me know what the game is next week. I'll throw that out to you guys.
And yeah, the Sequim, Frank Catelli, their big man, the quarterback on the season. He has put up some pretty impressive numbers, throwing for 5 touchdowns. And Brett was talking a lot there about Nick Ramirez. He's their big receiver, 4 touchdown passes and 6 picks on defense for that guy. So great hands, and here comes Sequim trying to get back in this second quarter from Paulsville.
As so often happens in high school football, you get a couple guys that stand out. They get a lot of playing time. And again, complete for nearly a first down. That's going to be Mike Ballard, number 11, another senior, 180 pounds, 6 foot wide receiver, catching it and running it out of bounds for a first down.
Inside the 10, so first and goal here for Sequim. They're not going to let off the gas pedal.
They're going to say first and goal from the 9-yard line. Try a run up the middle, and they'll push the pile ahead to the 4-yard line.
And Catelli that time calls his own number. Big kid, like we said, 6'3", 230 as the quarterback. And he's getting a lot of looks at colleges from what Coach Weicker was saying earlier.
Verbally committing to Air Force so far. Catelli rolling to his left, looking in the end zone, throwing it out the back of the end zone. Smart play. The pressure was coming, and he got rid of it. Going to bring up a huge third down here for the Vikings, Pat.
Yeah,
at the end of this play, are you down by 7, or are you up by 7, or are you up by 3?
And in most high schools, field goals are not a sure thing either. So yeah, we'll see what Sequim's going to go. They're going to go with the big jumbo set.
And they got 2 backs in the backfield to Catelli's left. They're going to block for him, and Catelli's going to be stopped on about the 2-yard line.
What a hit that time. JT Nettleton coming from the safety position. And 4th and goal.
Are they going to talk about it? No, they are going to go for it. 4th down.
Same play, probably. Catelli up the middle.
When you have 2 right backs in the backfield to your left, you're running behind them. And oh, no, he gets across the line for the touchdown. Last second effort, Pat, or the Vikings had him stood up there for a moment.
Yeah, they had him strung out. He was looked like he was going to be down about the half-yard line, but those big legs kept trucking, and just like that, Sequim's right back in the game.
Coming in for the extra point will be kicker, Jonathan.
Second quarter just underway. And the kicker out here for Sequim, number 87, Chris Frick.
85,
pardon me, Mitch Kuntz.
Mitch Kuntz puts it through the uprights, 10-7, 10:51 to go here, second quarter. Vikings lead, 12-minute quarters in high school football. And now we did want to mention that 4 of these teams will go to the playoffs, and right now Kingston is in 4th place at 3-2. Unlikely that they will move above 4th place.
Yep, that's
because second and, well, tied for second are 2 teams at 4-1, and then you have Sequim right now currently undefeated, and with only 2 games to go, this being one of them, there's not a lot of time to make up.
And Kingston will play North Kitsap next week in the final game of the regular season. So just like that, Brent, looked like Sequim could possibly have gone down 17-0. Their defense makes the big stand. Their offense marches down the field. And they show why they're undefeated as they answer back. And it's 10-7 as back deep for the Vikings.
Tyler Forshaw, number 23. Oh, Dan Mitchell, rather. Wait.
That is Dan Mitchell.
Now it's 25 back deep. Conrad Huntley.
But they kick it the other way.
To Dan Mitchell. He's still running up the sidelines, and he'll surge to the 26-yard line. Isaiah Reese. I thought it was 22, rolling. But it was 2. Now the Vikings have moved the ball on all 3 possessions. 1 field goal, 1 missed field goal, 1 touchdown.
Yep.
Now when they've stalled, it's typically been of their own doing. So this drive going to be critical here to see how A.J. Milliard can move this team down the field. And I think at least a small gain on first down has to be a priority.
Let's see, they're coming out with a little different formation than we've seen. Looks like a pro set in the backfield.
Yeah, but they still have the 1 receiver and then bunched up on the line. And Milliard going to roll out, has all kinds of time. Caught! Ball caught by number 36. He could go all the way, and he will go into the end zone for the touchdown. Connor McCorkle. That's 2 tonight for Connor.
Oh, and are you kidding me? Did you guys see the block? JT Nettleton just laid out at midfield. Holy Moses, that freed McCorkle. And again, the Vikings strike on a 1-play, 70-yard touchdown drive.
16-7, extra point pending as McCorkle smokes the secondary for the second time tonight. And like you said, Pat, the great block that freed him,
yeah,
JT Nettleton.
I'm going to rewind this one a couple times and watch that play again because Nettleton had the block of the night right there.
Milliard, though, hitting McCorkle in stride was key. Kyler Gracie again.
So a personal foul against Sequim at the tail end of the play. 15 yards will be assessed on the kickoff.
Pat, we got a weird formation here where Sequim has 5 guys on the left side of the line of scrimmage. They're going to sprint into Gracie here. Gracie pushes it through the uprights.
Boots that one to downtown Paulsville.
17-7, the Vikings getting it done here on senior night in Paulsville, Washington. The North Kitsap Vikings taking on the Sequim Wolves. Head coach Jeff Weibel has to be pretty happy. First year head coach. He's been an assistant in football in the region since he graduated in 1988. Here he is back at his alma mater in his first season fighting for a division championship.
Yeah, and a lot of credit to him and the staff. And one thing the Vikings did last year too is they have, you'll notice their team this year is filled with a lot of juniors. They started a lot of sophomores last year, got them game experience. They didn't have a good record last year, but they got that game experience. Now the core of their team is juniors. they're looking good, and they're all coming back next year, Fred, including the quarterback. So next year, they're going to have a lot of seniors as well. So
some big names have come out of this North Kitsap Viking High School. Currently, Jared Prince working his way through minor league baseball after a college career.
Jeff Carlson was a quarterback here. He also played minor league ball. Graduated from the University of Washington. There was the 15-yard penalty being assessed on the last play, which was the personal foul on the touchdown run.
Gracie's going to be kicking from Sequim's 45-yard line. And there you see referee John Dinas back with the would-be receiver Tyler Forshaw, but I got a hunch he's not going to see that ball.
No, he's going for a field goal here, and this will be a 55-yard try on the kickoff
with no rush, right?
Yeah, and it's a tee shot here, so.
Timeout taken, an odd time for a timeout.
That was Sequim.
Taken by Sequim. And that's going to be Coach Wicker, Eric Wicker. I'm not sure I've ever seen a timeout before a kickoff.
Especially when you know this one's going to be booted out of the end zone. But you never know. This may be a time where Weibel might want to try a little trickery. You're kicking from the 45.
True. Maybe it's a preventing his guys from getting burned on a false.
They could have had the onside on there. Because what's the worst you could do? They'll get the ball to the
35-ish.
35, which is pretty standard. So there you see the Vikings in the home purple jerseys. Purple and gold Vikings and the purple and gold Wolves. The Wolves in the road whites tonight.
The Wolves actually looking a lot like the St. Louis Rams colors tonight, except for the helmets.
Yeah. See, greatest show on turf, I told you.
Greatest show on turf, and they've shown a little bit of that. And we got plenty of football to go here. 10 plus to go in the second quarter. And there you see number 23, deep for the Wolves, Tyler Forshaw, as Gracie looks to plant this one.
I don't know. Let's see if he's going to try a sneak here.
It's going to squib it, and it will go into the end zone. Almost rolled along that goal line.
It tightrope there for a second. It's a good effort, but it will be Sequim's ball from the 20. And they moved the ball pretty well on their last offensive drive.
Pat, we have an update from one of the viewers. Port Angeles is winning currently in the second quarter against Clahalia 7-zip. 8 minutes to go in the second, so that keeps Port Angeles if they win against Clahalia. Who's right now, Clahalia is
Catelli back to pass, and nobody home as Nettleton was in coverage there. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. Brent, Clahalia.
Clahalia is at 0-5, and Port Angeles at 4-1, trying to stay here. That basically 4 teams out of this division are going to go to the playoffs. The top 2 get home games, and the bottom 2 play other league champions. So it's in your best interest to not be 3rd or 4th. Completed pass. Nice athletic moves there, and then the flag comes in late. Number 22, Nick Ramirez with the catch, and he put the helmet right in the chest of the would-be tackler. Was that Matt Fisher?
It was Fisher, and then Nettleton got the actual tackle when Fisher got knocked down. Let's see what the call is here, as the yellow hanky is on the ground.
Well, it's going against the Vikings, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
That was weird because they're calling it a personal foul because of head-to-head contact, but Nick Ramirez drove his helmet right into the linebacker, number 9, Matt Fisher, on that play. So interesting. So at the 45-yard line, it's going to be a handoff up the middle, sniffed out, and the run by number 10. Weicker tackled by 36, McCorkle. McCorkle holding that to a 2-yard gain.
So 2nd and 8 here.
And again, Now 3 receivers, really 4 to the left side. A screen or something is coming to this left side. And there it is. He's gonna toss it to that same guy who ran it on the last play, number 10, Wicker, and he'll pick up about 6 yards, bringing up a 3rd down and 2. And now the Wolves in North Kitsap territory down to the 47.5 yard line. Catelli rolling to his right, lobbing one, and almost picked up, but it's going to be out of bounds. No, they do say Viking ball. Tyler Lee with the interception.
And that time Catelli rolled out. He had a man open, but he kind of floated that thing up there. That allowed the sophomore, Tyler Lee, to grab the pick.
Huge mistake. Floating the ball gave the defender way too much time to get in front of that thing. And boy, I really thought he was out of bounds, Pat. I'm looking forward to watching the replay on this because I know our crew had it tight over there. We'll have to watch that as soon as the sun uploads it here, probably sometime tomorrow morning.
So a huge turnover, what was a 3rd and short. Sequim went for the pass. I think everybody in the building thought it was going to be a run except for the big man, Tyler Lee.
North Kitsap, A.J. Milliard brings his squad to the line. 9:10 to go, up by 10, 17-7 here in the 2nd quarter. Again, tight formation. Fakes a handoff up the middle, hands it off to the outside to McCorkle. McCorkle has huge room up the middle. Burning that secondary is Sequim down to the 38-yard line. Tackle made by number 14, Frank
Catelli.
From
behind, and man, McCorkle's got the moves. A speedy little guy gets around the outside, and he instantly looks to cut that ball back across the grain. And that time, Catelli caught him, but the other 2 times, not so much.
McCorkle's running instincts and pass catching instincts work well for him. You said it, cutting it against the grain, and the defense can't flow with it. Milliard puts a man in motion. Fakes the pitch, hands it off up the middle. Another huge gain for the Vikings. Number 22, Dan Mitchell, picking up 16 and a 1st down.
That was kind of the fake pitch, then pitch. Victor Gonzalez making the tackle for that Sequim D. But another key 1st down for Jeff Weibel Vikings.
Ten-point ball game. Not even midway through the 2nd quarter yet. Both these teams doing a lot of passing tonight. Milliard takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls out, almost picked off by Michael Ballard.
Yeah, Ballard, nice job getting his hands up in the passing lane, and he tried to bring that thing down off the tip, but
Pat, might have been the first mistake I've seen from Milliard tonight.
Yeah.
Because Ballard had the position.
And he also had an open receiver short underneath. He went up top and just didn't quite get enough air under that. So that'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Vikings from the 22-yard line of the Wolves.
2nd down, 10 yards to go. The Vikings running again with the tight formation, handing it off up the middle. Nice gainer for number 18, Cody Golden.
And a late flag coming in on the tackle.
18 yards, or rather number 18 gaining 8 yards. Cody Golden, first time we've called his name tonight.
And a face mask on top of it.
5-yard variety, so that'll give the Vikings a 1st down. I don't think the 5-0 Sequim fans sitting on the far side of the field expected to see this kind of a ball game, Pat. I think the Sequim Wolves are stunned.
A little bit, but when you beat PA like the Vikings did last week, they knew they were in for a battle. As you see the sideline looking on 1st and goal here for the Vikings from the 10.
Golden and Mitchell in the backfield. Now Golden in motion. Milliard pitches it to Mitchell. He's got some blockers, and he's going to be taken down by number 47, Victor Gonzalez. Good defensive penetration and tackle made. Held the gain to really no gain or a half yard at best. Going to call it 2nd down, 9 yards to go.
Yeah, that time the Vikings tried to cut it back, and the linebackers were waiting there for him. Starting to get used to those cutbacks a little bit, looks like the Wolves defense.
Golden and Mitchell again in the backfield, handing it off to Mitchell, and then up to McCorkle on the reverse down to the 5-yard line, down to the 3-yard line, Pat.
Again, the double reverse there. He made the handoff, and that was Mitchell he made the initial handoff to. He handed to McCorkle right up the gut, 5-yard gain. And North Kitsap knocking on the door here.
To all you Pee Wee football fans out there, the Tracyton Thunder B-string football team currently undefeated. Get out there and watch some football. It's fall.
Oh yeah, it feels like a football weather here tonight. Nice that the rain has let off.
Looks like we're going to have a timeout, Vikings. They're going to talk about it here. Critical play coming up here. 3rd down, 3 yards to go. 3rd down and goal to go from the 3. So very well worth taking a minute and talking about this.
And yeah, like I say, we're getting close to halftime. Sequim did win the toss, and they deferred to the 2nd half. As there you see the North Kitsap Vikings 17, Sequim Wolves 7.
Huge game tonight. Huge game with huge consequences.
And other than the 2 big plays, which North Kitsap had 2 one-play 70-yard touchdown
drives. You could say broken plays.
I mean, other than that, it's been pretty even. And really, the strength here tonight for the Vikings is this offense. When they've had the ball, they've been able to move it methodically down the field and keep the big man off the field for Sequim, which is Frank Catelli.
Good point. Those 2 huge McCorkle plays really just handed the ball back to Sequim in no time. And that's an excellent point, because the field goal drive and the missed field goal drive really chewed a lot of clock.
Yep.
As is this drive.
And it gives that defense time to rest, because that Sequim offense runs no huddle. So here is 3rd and goal for the Vikings.
Again, Golden. Oh! And it's going to be fumbled and finally picked up by number 47 of Sequim, Victor Gonzalez. I've got the binoculars on head coach.
Oh boy, as he
Jeff Weibel, and he's not happy.
Yeah, AJ went for the pitch there, but was off just a little bit. And that's the danger of a pitch. It's not a sure handoff, and just like that, Vikings turned away, and Sequim has got a chance to get back in before half.
And that was an option, Pat. Here we go. Sequim at the line. Catelli looking at the sidelines.
You'll see the wide receivers calling the plays here.
He's got 3 wide to his right, 1 to his left. He's going to throw another bubble screen. And the Vikings are gonna make the tackle, about a 5-yard gain on the play. Clock ticking at 5:56 to go. Plenty of time for a drive here.
Yeah, number 8, Ben Burkmeyer, Tyler Lee on the tackle. Number 8.
Catelli in the shotgun. 3 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. Another short screen and drop this time. Actually, no whistle, and into the end zone.
Are you kidding me?
Goes number 44. There's no replay in high school. Jordan Haddon may have himself a touchdown here.
All right, the line judge is going to come over. Was that a backwards pass?
You have a linesman and a line judge on each side of the line of scrimmage. Their job is to tell whether or not those are forward or reverse passes.
There they say it is going to stand. Let's see what the call is.
The pass was incomplete.
All right, that's the correct call. Looked to me like a forward pass.
It did to me as well. Just why was there no whistle?
Jack Weicker, number 10, dropping the ball.
I see Dave Snyder, defensive coordinator, really upset. Third down, 5 yards to go for the Sequim Wolves. Down by 10 here, midway through the second quarter. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left, 1 back in the backfield for Catelli. Drops back. He's got all kinds of time. Catch made. Number 11, Mike Ballard.
Beautiful pass that time. They gave him an alley to throw through. Host of Vikings, Fisher Young, Zach McCarter in on the play there.
No rest for the wicked. Here is Catelli again. A quick play, another huge hit. Another huge gain for Nick Ramirez, number 22.
Ben Burkmeyer on the tackle, but man, 22, Ramirez got wide open across the middle behind the linebacker. And we still got 5 minutes to go, and Sequim is hurrying up.
3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left for Catelli. He's looking left. Now goes, boy, there was nobody in the area. Had some pressure there by Urquhart, number 81, but Catelli, I think, threw that one away and found a hole in the zone and dropped it.
Yeah, he was looking left, and the receiver just didn't have enough time to break out of his route. Threw it back to the other side, incomplete, and second down for the Wolves.
Wolves overloaded to the right side. Jack Weicker in the backfield. Catelli drops back, throwing from midfield, almost caught.
Oh, and almost picked off there is number 8, Tyler Lee, in there with Tyler Forshaw for the Wolves. Great play that time. I think Catelli might have tried to thread the needle a little bit too tightly there.
Could be getting a little frustrated, that's for sure. Probably not used to seeing this tight of coverage, and that's because you don't see a lot of pressure. There's a lot of people back in coverage. So again, Catelli drops back, throwing from midfield. He's got his man, huge defensive play. Third down and 10, McCorkle.
And
he scores the touchdowns. He makes the tackles.
Great job that time, and you got to give the North Kitsap coaching staff credit there. They knew that play was coming because he didn't stand a chance. He's lucky that it wasn't intercepted.
You know, it looks a lot like Sequim's going to take their second time out here. I think they're going to go for it on 4th and 13, Pat.
Well, we got 4 minutes to go here in the half. They're down 10. They're on the Vikings half of the field. Maybe it is time to go for it. We'll see. There you see inside the Wolves huddle, 17-7. There's Coach Wicker in the gray sweatshirt in the center of your screen. And yeah, he looks like he's drawn something up.
Dave Snyder, defensive coordinator there, the bald man. Friend of ours, we met him way back. Remember the West Sound Saints semi-pro football team?
Yep.
He was a member of that team.
All right.
10 years ago. Talked a little bit with him tonight pregame.
And here comes that, and they are going to go for it as Catelli and company come out 4th and 13 for the Wolves.
Catelli with Wicker in the backfield, drops back, throws the ball up the sidelines and dropped. That was number 22, Ramirez, and I'm not sure he wasn't throwing it to Christian Miles, who was about 12 yards past. I think there's a chance Ramirez might have made a mistake by reaching out for that one.
And whatever happened there is Andrew Hecker, the 5 on North Kitsap, was right there, and if he makes that catch, he nails him and possibly knocks it out. So turnover on downs. North Kitsap offense, they got time to put something in here.
They do. They have had no problem moving the ball tonight. Milliard again with that bunch formation. Urquhart moves in motion to the right side of the line. fakes the handoff, throws, caught on the sidelines to McCorkle. First down, Vikings. 15-yard pickup.
And that may be one of the first times all night this Wolves defense is able to tackle that man right there. Mr. McCorkle, 36, getting it done tonight. Moving the sticks.
Connor McCorkle, the senior, 5'10", 172 pounds, making it look easy here at North Kitsap High School. Have they named this field after anybody at that, or is it still Vikings?
I think it's still North Kitsap Stadium. I'm pretty sure most of the folks out there know if they ever name it, what it'll be named. Some guy coached here for 30-plus years.
And he's here tonight.
Yeah.
A.J. Milliard. We're talking, of course, about the legendary Coach Parrish. Milliard again. McCorkle in motion to his right. Milliard going to drop back and throw it again to Urquhart. He's got it and tries to get out, but taken out by number 47, Victor Gonzalez.
Ooh, that play.
Flag on the far side.
Flag.
Yes, I had got to agree. By the time Urquhart came 5 yards back across the line of scrimmage,
he was double covered, and Sequim ran a delayed blitz, but they're going to call this back as a motion penalty against the Vikings.
And there's no way Sequim accepts this. Do you want 2nd and 15 or 1st and 15?
Yeah. Declining. Good call, Brent. You should try out your coaching duties sometime.
No, I like
a Pee-wee team.
I like it better up here at the booth. 3:47 and counting here, second quarter, 17-7. The Vikings enjoy a 10-point lead on the Sequim Wolves. The lead for the division with 1 game to go on the line tonight. Vikings up by 10. Milliard has McCorkle in motion, handing it off up the middle. And making a great defensive play, number 11, Michael Ballard, as he stuffs Dan Mitchell on the carry.
Yeah, that will bring up 3rd down and 16 with about 3 minutes to go.
Might be one of those cases where Vikings want to milk as much clock as possible. And in high school football, obviously, there's no play clock on the ends of the field that we can see. So the way they work it, and it's a 25-second clock, the umpire, or rather the back judge, keeps the clock, and that's Fred Perkins tonight. And at the 5-second mark, he raises his hand, which he just did. That tells the quarterback, you got 5 seconds. Up the middle, huge hole, huge, and it's going to be a first down, Cody Golden.
Cody Golden, the junior, finding some daylight. He's the Vikings' leading rusher on the season. And
Mitchell, McCorkle, and Golden torching the Sequim Wolves tonight. 2:36 and counting here in the second quarter. And Fred Perkins says 5 seconds to go. We're dangerously close here to delay a game.
There's that double
McCorkle to the outside.
Oh, and he bowls over number 24, Christian Miles.
McCorkle will not be denied.
He is a speedster. He turned the corner. He moves the chains, but did you see him lower the boom on Christian Miles, the 5'9" junior for the Wolves? 2 minutes to go now.
Bolden and Mitchell in the backfield. Mitchell moves to the left slot. McCorkle now running to his left, fakes to McCorkle. Hand it, throw, Mitchell, touchdown! Mitchell comes across the middle, gets wide open, Dan Mitchell. Milliard finds him for the easy score.
And what might have set him open there, believe it or not, is Cody Golden, the 18, came in motion, and he was the first option on the route. He tripped and fell down. And the linebacker kind of sat up with him, and right behind him was Mitchell for the quick 6, and that puts North up 23-7, under 2 minutes to go here in the second.
Kyler Gracie now trying the extra point. And the kick is up and good through the uprights. Yeah, you're right, Pat. The 1, 2, 3 of Mitchell, Golden, and McCorkle just running the ball.
Oh, yeah.
It's too much for the Wolves to be able to pick one guy to try to contain.
And what we've seen a few times tonight is the combination of those three, and they use them on the same play with the double handoff, you know, the outside handoff to the inside trap. Great.
Bringing in the safeties, freezing the linebackers, and making all kinds of open room in that middle.
And making the coaching staff look like geniuses there. As it's been working, they've been going to that well, and I would expect nothing less as this game wears on to see a heavy dose of that purple and gold rushing attack.
Well, if I was to be critical of the Vikings right now, I would say the only thing they did wrong on that drive was they left a minute 43 on the clock for Sequim. Let's see if it comes back to haunt them here as Sequim gets set to get the ball back here. Back deep for the Wolves, Tyler Forshaw.
Kyler Gracie set to kick off from the 40-yard line for the Vikings.
Your all-pro kicker.
And a lefty at that. Not too many left-footed kickers, but man.
I see a future for him.
He's got the golden boot.
Forshaw back on his 4-yard line and
little chip shot.
And it ended up rolling out of bounds.
Oh, no, it didn't. It stayed on inbounds over there. Look at that.
It's right on the line. So what are we going to have?
It's going to be offsides here on the Vikings during the kick, I believe.
There's John Dinas right there. He'll let us know.
As they're going to back it up 5. Nope. Maybe they just didn't give him the go-ahead whistle.
Gracie had to come back onto the field. He had left. Forshaw back there saying, hey, when am I going to get this ball?
There's the call. It is offsides against the Vikings.
There we go. Now we can move it back 5 yards. Moving the ball back is your back judge, Fred Perkins.
And normally the guy in the white hat makes the calls, but during the kickoff, the line judge here was the one that made the call, and he was up toward the center field. So there you see North Kitsap getting ready to kick from the 35.
So Forshaw might actually get a return here. He set himself up on the 9-yard line. There you see Forshaw, number 23 for the Wolves. Senior, 5'9", 165-pounder. We'll see what kind of speed he has. He's going to get a shot at it this time.
Oh,
and he lets it go between his legs and into the end zone for the touchback.
Oh, and he does go pick it up.
As soon as it crosses the line in high school, Pat, it's a touchback.
Right. So 80 yards stand between the Wolves and a touchdown. We got a minute 43 left in the half.
This just in, Pat. 24/7 Wolves. My wife is at home. She's been in Indiana all week.
And here's the quickly by the Wolves. Catelli goes right to his main man,
Catches
Nick
Brent
Ramirez.
sleeping.
Catches Brent telling old sea stories.
Not yet. That's going to be a first down. It's an 11-yard pickup by Catelli. Clock running 1:35. He knows that he's got his team out there. Going to throw it on the far side.
That's a hop.
For a catch and run out of bounds. Number 23, Tyler Forshaw with the catch. Catelli moving his team up the field.
That last one was dangerously close to skipping off the turf. I think they're going to say, it's a catch. All right.
Well, right now they have it as a gain of about 4 yards.
But the head official here saw that one skip. There you see him, Dinas walking in.
I'm not sure what he's getting at here. He's talking with one of the line judges. 1:21 on the clock because, like I had said, he had run out of bounds, and they kept the clock running. That's what it is. All right, so back to 1:21, and the clock will wind inside of 2 minutes. The clock stops when you run out of bounds, and it won't start again until the play starts. Catelli throwing it over to his left. Nice defensive play made by number 8. Tyler Lee with a huge hit, read that one all the way.
Tyler Lee has been doing that all game long. That time on Christian Miles out to the left flat. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 5 for this Sequim club.
2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. Weicker back with him. Picked off! Picked up by number 44, and he's going to run in untouched. Jordan Haddon, the senior on senior night, taking it to the house. 30-7 Vikings.
Oh man, you got to have a feeling there that Catelli knew they had to make a play. He may have forced that one just a little bit, but Jordan Haddon was in the right place. Pay dirt, 6 points for that North Kitsap defense.
Referee John Denis, and then you see the Sequim sidelines. They are not believing what they are seeing with their own eyes. Okay, looks like we're gonna have a penalty. Unsportsmanlike, some taunting. Probably some taunting by the Vikings.
All right, so there's the defensive coordinator right there. That's our man.
Dave Snyder there, patting the helmets.
3 cheers around for his guys, yeah. I mean, you know, if you're a coach, you get a excessive celebration penalty at the end after you just got a pick 6. You can live with that, right?
By the way, to his left was head coach Jeff Weibel.
All right, so Gracie on the attempt the PAT. Kyler Gracie, the 5'11" junior. This kid ain't even a senior yet, Brent. He's booting it 40 yards.
This is amazing. I've never seen this. I've covered high school football for 10 years. I've never seen a kicker like this at the high school level. Snap is back. Milliard sets it down. Kick is up and no good. Pushed it to the right. The first mistake made by him tonight, and that is going to leave us at 30-7 here towards the end of the first half. 42 seconds to go. Vikings.
And you know, really, there was 2 drives where the North Kitsap, they turned the ball over, and then they had all the penalties that one drive. So they've had a couple of drives where they could have had more points. But if you're Sequim right now, it's not. There's their sideline. You know, they've got the weapons. You know, they've got a pretty talented squad. They're undefeated on the season. They can get a 7 here before half, as Weibel is telling his guys, don't let them get anything. Let's get into the locker room 30-7. But, you know, if they could get something here, even a field goal before half, Sequim will get the ball second half. They could be right back in this game. So.
Absolutely. They're down right now 23 points. And I know Sequim likes their chances for 2-point conversions. So North Kitsap really up by 3 touchdowns, and they can't rest on their laurels here. We got 24 minutes of football coming.
So the penalty on the kickoff will put this back to the 25. So a good chance here as we've seen a good return out of Forshaw earlier. There's Tyler. And he's going to be up near the 20 on this kickoff.
And you know it's going to be another squibber by Gracie, as he's going to try to delay the return more than anything. And, you know, really at this point, you could almost kick it out of bounds because the Wolves would get it at the 40. What are you going to lose?
Yeah.
What you want to stop here is the big play. 42 seconds to go, and the Wolves have 1 or no timeouts left.
There's the squib. Smart play that time. Austin Law, number 34.
Taking it midfield.
And catching, just getting down. That's going to give the Wolves the ball in Viking territory with 39.6 seconds. And here they go. They're ready to go already. The Vikings don't even have their guys on the field.
There you see the scoreboard. 39 and change here. 30-7. Vikings Catelli drops back to the 40-yard line. He's hurling it deep down the field. Good coverage there by number 22, Dan Mitchell.
Yeah, Catelli went deep to Forshaw, number 23, down that sideline. Good coverage there, as you mentioned, but also you had Andrew Urquhart coming off his end, number 81, applying the pressure to Catelli.
All the players checking their wristbands for the Sequim Wolves. See what the play is. Run towards the end zone and look back. That's the play. And that is going to be the last. No, it's going to be Vikings timeout.
Yeah. As they came out after that kickoff, they never really seemed to be regrouped in the secondary. And you see the arm that Catelli has. You know, this touch, he can throw it in the end zone from here. So
giving the Wolves a chance to talk about this one a little bit. And there you see the Vikings talking to the defense. Dave Snyder, the man in the middle there. It's going to be contain, contain, contain. And you're right, yeah. Urquhart has been in the backfield a little bit. And Urquhart, number 81, playing a little, well, he's listed as a DB, but he must be coming off on blitzes. Both teams play a base 4-4. That's 4 linebackers, 4 down linemen, and 3 DBs, but you get in these passing situations, they swap linebackers and linemen for defensive backs. So again, Catelli dropping back and hurling the rock, and way overthrown his intended receiver, number 22, Nick Ramirez. This is just an exercise in Hail Marys, Pat.
Yeah, he's the old pitch and go here. And the Vikings, they have double coverage on every man downfield.
The Vikings better hurry back to the line of scrimmage right now because Sequim's about ready to snap the ball. Okay, 3rd down, 10 yards to go. Catelli dropping back, throwing it shallow, almost picked.
And who was it?
That was McCorkle. McCorkle almost with a pick 6.
That kid has got a nose for the football, and it just seems to find him. And a great job of breaking it up. And Sequim's going to go for it here on 4th down, as well they should. Take one more shot at the end zone. 19.1 seconds to go, first half.
Nothing to lose here for Sequim. Almost picked off by number 1, JT Nettleton. Sequim making huge mistakes here in this 2nd quarter.
Now Coach Weibel getting his guys to the side here. He's saying, hey, we got a chance. We got a timeout left. And we've got probably one of the best legs in high school football
tonight.
Let's see if we can get some more as he's rounding. You see he's got.
Catch McCorkle on a crossing pattern, Pat, perhaps?
Quarterback Milliard right there to his left.
A.J. Milliard having a great night tonight. And in the backfield, Golden and Mitchell. McCorkle lined up, slot to the left. Another fake handoff. Milliard gonna run it up the middle and get stopped after a short gain, 6 seconds and counting. And that's gonna do it here for this first half of football. The Vikings are gonna go into the locker room leading the Sequim Wolves here on senior night 30-7.
Yeah, what a couple of explosive plays by the Vikings as the North Kitsap band is coming onto the field. They've got a lot of work to do in that Sequim locker room. We'll see if Coach Wicker can find a way to crack the puzzle.
All right, folks, we're going to step away. We will show you the halftime festivities and be back with more in about 15 minutes here at North Kitsap High School. You're watching high school football on KitsapSun.com. I'm Brent Woolard, Pat Duncan from West Sound TV. We'll be back after this.
For those senior parents to the band this evening, FF at the end.